हेलो फ्रेंड्स, कैसे हो आप लोग। माई सेल्फ चेतन गर्ग, आई एम मास्टर टीचर here at Vedantu. I welcome you all to our RMO flashback series. In today's lecture, we will be discussing previous year RMO questions of year 1996. Today we will be discussing first three questions of year 1996, right? Before starting the session, I'll give you one information that currently here at Vedantu, we are running pre-RMO, RMO and INMO batches. Those who have not cleared pre-RMO or have not appeared for pre-RMO yet, they should simply visit our website olympiad.vedantu.com. Here they will get each and every information regarding the pre-RMO batches, right? And those who have already cleared pre-RMO or RMO, they should just mail me their contact number, their address, their class, their details, and the proof that you have cleared either of these exams on this email ID chetan.garg@vedantu.com. Those who have cleared pre-RMO, we will simply enroll you to RMO batch, and those who have cleared RMO, we will simply enroll you to INMO batch, right? All these batches are completely free of cost. You do not need to pay even a single rupee to enroll in these batches, right? So let's start this session. Okay, so the first question is from geometry, and in fact, this question is very similar to question number second of year 1994. If you see that in the year of 1994, question 2, both these questions are very same, right? In that particular question we need to find the sides of the same question, and in this question they have asked for the circumradius, right? So let's solve this question. The question says that the in radius is 4 units, that is the small r is 4 units of a triangle which have 3 consecutive integers as its sides, right? We need to find the circumradius of the triangle, right? So let's assume the sides to be x. Let's assume this is x, so, and this is nothing but this will be x also, right? Let's assume this is x plus 1, so that will be x plus 1 also. Let's assume this to be x plus 2, so that will be x plus 2 also, right? So in that scenario, the sides are nothing but 2x plus 1, 2x plus 2 and 2x plus 3. Clearly they are consecutive integers, provided x is a multiple of x is a rational number if denominator is 2, right? So let's try to find out the value of small r. We know that small r in radius is nothing but delta upon s, where delta is the area of the triangle and s is the semi-perimeter, right? So in this particular question, s will be, semi-perimeter will be that will be 2x plus 3x plus 2, right? So that will be 3x plus 3. Yes, 3x plus 3, right? The semi-perimeter will be 3x plus 3, right? So let's apply this formula. 4 will be equal to delta is nothing but 3x plus 3 s into Heron's formula, right? S into s minus a. S minus a will be simply x plus 2 into s minus b, that will be x plus 1, and 3x plus 3 minus 2x plus 3, that will be x under the root of this, that will be area upon s. S is nothing but 3x plus 3, which is 3x plus 1, right? So we can simply calculate this. 4 times, let's take x plus 1 as common, and so that will become x plus 1 into under root of 3 times x plus 2 times x, right, whole upon 3 times x plus 1. This x plus 1 will get cancelled out, right? Let's square the things. So we will get 16 into 3. 3 square will be 9. Obviously 1 3 will get cancelled out from here. X into x plus 2, right? So 1 as you can see, this is 48, and 6 into 8 is 48. So one solution is of this is x equals to 6, and obviously the other solution will be negative. Since x is this length, so x should be positive, so we will take only x equals to 6, right? So the sides will be nothing but this thing, that will be 13, 14 and 15. These will be the sides, but in this question we are asked with circumradius, right? Capital R. The formula for capital R is nothing but ABC upon 4 delta, right? Where ABC is again the sides of the triangle. So let's calculate the circumradius. So that will be 13 into 14 into 15 upon 4 times delta. Delta is nothing but again we can find the delta by Heron's formula, right? So that will be nothing but S will be 21. Yes, so that will be 21 into 8 into 7 into 6, right? So if we calculate this thing, so this comes out to be, capital R comes out to be how much? That will comes out to be 65 upon 8. Yes. Okay. So that was the value of, that will be the value of circumradius. Again, this happens rarely that RMO asked just 2 years back question, right? Same question, the same values, same calculation, each and everything same. Just in this particular question, we are asked with circumradius, right? So that's a bonus question. If someone has practiced previous year questions, then he'll be easily able to solve this question, right? So let's proceed to the next question. Okay, so in this question is basically of number theory, and in this question we need to find all the triplets ABC of positive integers such that 1 plus A into 1 plus B, 1 plus 1 upon B into 1 plus 1 upon C, that will be equal to 3, right? Okay, so let's assume without loss of generality that A is nothing but A is less than or equal to B, which is less than or equal to C. So obviously 1 by A will be greater than or equal to 1 by B, that will be greater than or equal to 1 by C, right? Alright, so if A is equals to 3, then the maximum value of left hand side will be attained when B and C are also equals to A, that is when 1 by B is also 1 by 3 and 1 by C is also 1 by A, right? 1 by 3, right? So the maximum value will be achieved only when A will be equal to B will be equal to C, right? So the maximum value in that scenario will be 1 plus 1 by 3 whole cube, right? And that is nothing but that will be equal to how much? 4 by 3 cube, which is 64 upon how much? 64 upon 27. This value is clearly less than 3, right? Now if you increase the value of A, this whole value will decrease, right? So A cannot be greater than or equal to 3, because if A is greater than or equal to 3, then B or C will also increase and this complete value will decrease, right? And since at A equal to 3, this is clearly less than 3. So in that scenario, if A is greater than 3, this cannot be equal to 3, right? So we are left with only two cases, if A is equals to 2 and if A is equals to 1, right? Let's assume if A is equals to 2, okay? So what we will achieve? We will achieve 1 plus half into 1 plus 1 by B into 1 plus 1 by C, that will be equal to 3, right? So let's solve this thing. We will get B plus 1 into B C plus 1, that will be twice of B into C, right? And here we will get B plus C plus what? B plus C plus 1 minus B times C, right? That will be equal to 0. All right, so if we factorize this thing, what we will get? We can say that B times C plus 1 minus B minus C, that will be nothing but that will be 2, right? And the factor of this will be B minus 1 into C minus 1, that will be equal to 2, and that is only possible, and since these both are integers, so 1 into 2 or 2 into 1, right? So the possibility is B is, let's say, 2 and C is 3, right? So the possible solution from this thing is 1, 2, 3. A was 2, okay, 2 to 3, right? A was 2, so B was also 2, and C will also be 3. So this or any arrangement of this will be a solution to this question, right? Let's consider the next case when A is actually equal to, if A is actually equals to 1, right? If A is 1, then what we will get? We will get this twice of B plus 1 into C plus 1, that will be equal to 3 times BC, right? So if we solve this thing, we will get, all right, we will get let's say 2BC plus 2B plus 2C plus 2, that will be equal to 3 times BC, right? Or we can say we will get BC minus 2B minus 2C, that will be equal to 2, right? So we can do this B minus 2 into B minus into C minus 2 that will become 4, and 4 plus 2 will be 6, right? So we can factorize this. So according to this, there are two possibilities. Either this can be 1 into 6, or it can be 2 into 3, right? So A was 1, right? A was 1 clearly in this case. So B can be 3, so C can be 8, right? So 1 is this, any arrangement of this will be a solution, right? Or A is 1, right? So B should be 4 to make this thing to be equal to 2, right? And C should be equal to 5 to make this thing to be equals to 3, right? So one more possible pair is 1, 4 and 5, right? So any rearrangement of this or this will be a solution. So basically there will be 3 rearrangements of this, 6 of this and 6 of this. So in total there are 15 such ordered pair solutions of this equation, right? So what we have done, we have just logically concluded that A cannot be greater than or equal to 3, right? So then we are left with only 2 cases, and we have solved that 2 cases, right? So let's move to the next question, question number 3 of year 1996. All right. Okay, here you can see there is a trick in this question. Both of these parts are of 3 degree, left hand side, right? And on the right hand side there is an expression which is of 2nd degree. So let's divide these two things and we will get a homogeneous equation in terms of x and y, right? So let's divide these two things. So what we will get, y upon x, right? And here it will be 15x square plus 17xy plus 15y square whole upon 20x square plus 3y square. Let's take x square common from the numerator as well as from the denominator to just convert the whole equation into y by x, and again then let y by x equals to t. So our equation converts to t equals to 15 plus 17t plus 15t square, right, whole upon 20 plus 3 y upon x whole square, which is 3t square, right? Let's cross multiply these things. We will get 20t plus 3t cube, that will be 15 plus 17t plus 15t square, right? And this 20t and 17t, that will become 3t. So let's cancel out a factor of 3 also, right? So we will get t cube, that will be minus 5t square, and plus 3t, okay, 3 we have cancelled, plus t minus 5, that will be equal to 0, right? All right, so these they have a factor of t minus 5 and t square plus 1, right? That is equal to 0. T square plus 1 cannot be equal to 0, so t should be equal to 5. And what is our t? T was y by x. So we can say this will imply y is nothing but 5x, right? So let's substitute the value of y in any one of the equation. Let's substitute it in the second equation. So we will get 5x cube, that will be equal to simply 20x square plus that will be 75x square. We have substituted y to be equals to 5x, right? So one solution is x equals to 0, obviously. So that will imply y is also 0. So 0 comma 0 is one of the solution. As you can see, this solution clearly satisfies both the equations, right? And if x is not equal to 0, then what we are left with? We are left with 5x equals to 20 plus 75, right, which is 95. So that will imply x is nothing but 19, right? So if x is 19, then y will be 5x, that will be 95. So 19 comma 95, that will be one other solution. Okay. So since we need to solve for real numbers, so there are basically two solutions. One is 0 comma 0 and the other one is 19 comma 95. So there are basically two solutions, right? So that's it from today's session. Today we have discussed first 3 questions of year 1996. Before ending the session, I'll announce one thing. The students who have already cleared pre-RMO or RMO, they should mail me their details on this email ID, chetan.garg@vedantu.com. Those who have cleared pre-RMO, we will simply enroll you to RMO batches, and those who have cleared RMO, we will simply enroll you to INMO batches. All these batches are completely free of cost. You do not need to pay even a single rupee to enroll in these batches, right? So see you in the next session. In the next session, we will be discussing next 2 questions of year 1996. Thank you. Bye bye.